Christy, if you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, so my name's Christy Hedges, and this is Sarah Launchbaugh. We are the two faculty members going on the trip to Belize in May. So, the title of the course is Culturally Responsive Practices in Education and Healthcare. And now that it is a course, I realize how long that course name is. So on the table is new course name for next year. But yeah, the idea is it's a Block 2 level course. And the idea is that it's aimed to prepare professionals going into either education or healthcare, because we are both speech pathologists and our field spans both education and healthcare. So really kind of with those allied health people in mind that can do both, like speech, OT, PT, athletic training to some extent, nursing even, but other, medical professionals or educational, pre-professionals would benefit as well, because it will cover both. And so course objectives. We'll go through what surface and deep culture are, the different components of culture and how we can use those to reflect on how our own personal culture differs or coincides with the people that we're interacting with, and how that culture might impact professional relationships as well. So not just the people that we will be, treating or interacting with as education or healthcare professionals, but our peers as well. Recalling and implementing components of an ethnographic interview, and that's something that will be done on site. Students will be conducting interviews with people in Belize. That will be one of the main core assignments of the class. And then how to work with interpreters, also cultural elements. Cultural elephants might be fun too. We should do that also. That may contribute to a misunderstanding and discuss problem-solving methods. Kind of the conversation around culture in our fields has shifted from cultural humility and towards more culturally responsive practices. But just working on building, recognizing those skills and how we can work together with people from all backgrounds. There will be not a heavy focus, but we will discuss in-depth linguistic differences, just because that's my background, and Belize has a really, really rich linguistic culture. It's Spanish, they speak Spanish, English, and then, I'm blanking, Creole is the third language. And then there's several different indigenous languages. And so it's often very mixed coding, and it's really an exciting and linguistic environment for people who get excited about linguistic environments. But yeah, so that's kind of the idea of the program in general.
Do you guys have any questions about the content of the course or what you'll be learning?
No, thanks.
Awesome. So now talking a little bit about what you guys will be doing in Belize. Professor Hedges, if you want to maybe just give an overview.
Okay. Yeah. So the itinerary is, I think, really well balanced. And as part of the program fee, which I think is unique for some study abroad programs, it includes all meals. So you don't have to worry about any of that. They coordinate everything to do with meals, and obviously transportation and all of that is taken care of logistically. But the company that we're working with actually has a site in Belize. They're working to develop sustainable speech therapy services in Belize, because right now it's not commonly accessible in Belize. And so they are working and doing research in that area already. So they have a lot of local connections. And we have a variety of different activities that you can read on the itinerary, but it includes one of the things I'm excited about is making tortillas. And I think that's going to be really fun. I think there's also cave tubing, which I think will be exciting, and an archaeological site, and then visits to different, medical and education settings. So working with, like they're on day 6, the academic experience is a school that's working with people with diverse abilities. And so that's one of the sites. And then I think we're also going to what is effectively like a nursing home. So getting an age range and then diversity in medical versus education. So I think it'll be really well balanced in the experiences. And
the cave tubing and ziplining looks like so pretty cool stuff on there. It's as you said, a pretty good balance of educational experiences and then like cultural experiences. And with the nature of the course, obviously the educational experiences and the cultural experiences are kind of going to intersect there. So now let's talk a little bit about like the logistics. So course timeline and requirements. So this class will be part of your spring semester. So it'll be added on to like your spring semester courses. It's a 3-credit class, and some of the contact hours happen when you're in Belize. And what that means is you may meet a little bit less frequently during the spring semester because you're going to be learning actively in Belize on site. Totally fine. Do you know when your meeting days are going to be yet? Or
I have not made it that far to know even how many we're going to meet. I need to sit. That's on my to-do list, like this week and next week, but figure out how many days we'll actually be meeting during this semester. There is a non-study abroad section of this course, and so I can tell you it'll be on a Monday, Wednesday from like 2 to 3:30, I think is my time. Also can't remember that exactly off the top of my head, but that you'll probably come to those class sessions and then just be a part of that same class for the day, or maybe I'll have a guest speaker for that class and I'll come talk to you, the study abroad section or something like that. Again, the logistics aren't set, but the majority, because there are so many academic experiences with this study abroad option, the bulk of it will be in Belize. So the during semester coursework is going to be minimal.
Awesome. And then, so as Professor Hedges said, you guys are going to have probably a couple meetings beforehand, and then you guys will go to Belize from tentatively May 12th to the 18th. Tentatively meaning if there's a cheaper flight, we'll book the cheaper flight, so it may change by a day or two. So you'll spend a week there doing all the fun, wonderful, awesome things that we talked about. And then, yeah, you'll be done with the course. As far as like requirements go, so you guys will be required to register through us. So you actually won't be able to enroll yourself in the class. I know enrollment's starting to open. We're at priority enrollment now, but you guys will be probably thinking about this in the next couple of weeks whenever it opens for you. But we will manually enroll you on our end. And the reason for that is because last year we had some students who didn't understand that it was a travel course. And so they enrolled in it. And then we started booking flights and doing all the arrangements. And students were like, oh, I didn't sign up for that. So this year, what we'll have you do instead of that is you'll just register through our office, which I'll talk a little bit more about. But you have until December 1st to do that. And what I mean by that is you can start the registration process, but you need to commit to going to the course by December 1st, because on that date, we'll start booking flights, making all of the arrangements, etc. So after that time, you're committing to paying the course fee. Questions about that deadline? Nope. Awesome. And then also this will be a block 2 course. And then does it count for like speech pathology majors or
Not yet. No, just
block 2? Good enough. So it's just a block 2 course, which everybody needs. So, awesome. As far as cost goes, so the cost is $2,700, subject to change. Again, if you have a cheaper flight, we'll go ahead and book that. And this class is unique in that it's basically almost all covered. The only thing you'll need to budget for is maybe like souvenirs or anything extra that you're going to want to do in Belize. So your airfare is going to be about $850. We're going to cover like your on-ground transportation, basically all of the things. So it's pretty all-inclusive, and that'll be billed through your TU statement. So whenever you get billed for your spring semester, it'll show up like on that statement. So it'll contribute to part of your cost of attendance. As far as scholarships go, so we have a whole bunch of internal scholarships that you guys can apply for. And the deadline for that is going to be November 15th for all of them, just to keep it pretty consistent. So you'll know if you got the scholarship before you have to commit to paying for the course. We've got a critical need grant, which is for Pell eligible students or students who have any form of financial need. Fill that out if that's you. And basically what we do is we see how many students apply, and we have a pot of money for that. And we kind of divide it up between the students to try to make it more accessible. There is a foreign correspondent grant, and one student on this trip will get that grant. It's $300, and basically you'll be a social media manager when you're on the trip. So you'll submit photos to me, you'll do an Instagram takeover, and you'll do a blog post whenever you get back, which is pretty open to your own creative freedom. So if that's something that interests you, it's a pretty cool role, pretty fun. Definitely check that out. There's a global engagement mentor grant. We use GEM as like our short little term for it. And basically this is just another leadership role on the actual trip. So you'll help me making sure that all the students are in the WhatsApp group, that they attend the pre-departure orientation. When you're on ground, you'll make sure all the students are feeling okay. If you notice that the students are kind of like lagging behind or getting kind of tired, you might tell the professors, hey, I think the students are kind of tired. Maybe we should like slow down a little bit. So you're like an intermediary between the students and then like faculty staff that'll be on the trip. And then afterwards, I'll host a little event and you'll just attend the event and talk about your experiences. And there will be one GEM for this course as well. And then we got, Professor Hedges got some extra funding for this course, which we're super, super excited about. And the name of, we just have like a generalized term for the actual application. It's CGE Travel Grant for students participating in TU travel courses. It's very long, but definitely apply to that. It's going to be based as well, but just go ahead and apply anyway. We have some funds, so hopefully we'll be able to give you some of those as well. And all of these are linked in the actual application, which I'll show you what that looks like in a second. Any questions? Nope. Cool. Awesome. Again, you guys have until December 1st to complete our internal registration and sign a commitment form. I'll show you what that looks like, and there'll be no refunds after that time. So just keep that in mind. So after this meeting, I'll go ahead and send you this link. So this is our internal website. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet, but this is where you will register through us. And it's where you'll complete all the necessary components prior to that December 1st deadline. So if you see there's that little apply now button, you'll click that button and it'll make you a little application. It's pretty straightforward. It'll ask for like your passport information, any like medical information that would be pertinent. There's a couple forms that you have to sign, but that important one is the travel course commitment form. So you'll sign that whenever you're ready to commit to the course, and that'll need to be done on or before that December 1st deadline. If you look here also, there's these little tabs right here. I feel like students sometimes miss those. The itinerary that you just saw is up there, as well as the course fee and all of those fun things. And then if you click this, that's where all of the scholarships are linked. So you'll click there, and then each one will have their own application. Most of them are pretty short, straightforward. This is what the internal application will look like when you click that apply now button. So as you can see, there's a little commit button. You can click that whenever you're ready. If you accidentally click it, it's no big deal. We go by the commitment form because some students get a little trigger happy and just want to click the button. I would want to click the button. So yeah, whenever it gets to December 1st, we'll look at your travel course commitment form and see if you've signed it or not, and then manually enroll you in the course. Yeah, if you want to get straight to that page, that's the QR code. It'll bring you to that internal website. But yeah, what questions do you guys have?
Do we fly out of Tulsa for the,
Yes,
so like school ends, I think the May 10th?
something like that.
Something
Yeah.
like that, so we would just stay on campus and then just.
Yes.
Okay.
This is a good question. And some students,
Questions.
No, yeah.
Think about that.
yeah, and that's why we do it pretty close to like the graduation date. We do give you like a little bit of time, especially for the students who are like graduating. They need like a little bit of time to recover from all of that. But you'll fly from Tulsa. And the cool thing about a travel course that's at the end of the semester like that, a lot of students will work with the travel agent to extend their visit. And so they end up staying there for like a week extra by themselves doing fun travel touristy things. So that's also an option.
I'm gonna do like the Global Brigades programs. It's in Panama. I think it starts on the 19th. So would it be an option for me to like just fly from Belize to Panama?
I'm sure we could make that work. There may be like a difference in the flight, but we could discuss that together. I don't think that'd be an issue. Great questions. Anything else? Awesome. Well, I'm going to stop the recording.